Hello, magnificent Pisces. If you're between 40 and 70, something extraordinary is happening. The universe is whispering your name. Can you hear it? You're standing at the edge of a transformation so powerful, it'll reshape everything you thought you knew about yourself. As July 2025 approaches, the cosmic forces are aligning in ways that haven't occurred in decades. This isn't just another horoscope prediction. This is your invitation to step into the most fulfilling chapter of your life. Picture this. You're standing by the ocean at dawn. The waves are calling. Will you resist their pull? Or will you let them carry you toward possibilities you never imagined? Let me tell you a story about Sarah, a 52-year-old Pisces from Portland. Last July, she kept having the same dream, night after night. She was painting by a window, sunlight streaming across her canvas. Thing is, Sarah hadn't touched a paintbrush since college. She ignored the dreams for months. But the universe, it doesn't give up that easy. One day, walking past an art supply store, she felt this pull. Just walked right in, bought paints, brushes, everything. Her husband thought she'd lost her mind. "We're not exactly rich, Sarah," he said. But something inside her knew. This was bigger than logic. 6 months later, Sarah's art was hanging in 3 local galleries. The woman who'd spent 25 years in accounting was suddenly an artist. That's the power of this transformation we're talking about. Here's the thing about being a Pisces in this age range. You've lived enough to know what doesn't work, but not so much that you've given up hope. 40 to 50 years old, you're questioning everything. Your job, your relationships, maybe even your entire life path. That restlessness, it's not a midlife crisis, it's an awakening. 50 to 60 years old. This is your mastery period. You've got wisdom now, experience. The question isn't whether you can change, it's whether you'll have the courage to step into your power. 60 to 70 years old. Legacy time. You're done with small talk and shallow relationships. Your soul is calling for something deeper, more meaningful. And you know what? You're ready to answer. Saturn's knocking on your door, hard, making you question if you're living the life you were meant to live. Neptune, your ruling planet, is flooding you with insights, dreams, visions. Some of you are having spiritual experiences you can't explain. Don't worry, you're not losing it. You're finding it. And Pluto? Pluto's demanding you let go of everything that's been holding you back. Old beliefs, toxic people, fears you've carried for decades. It's uncomfortable, sure, but necessary. The signs are everywhere. You just got to know how to look. Take Marcus, 63, retired engineer from Chicago. For months, he kept seeing the number 444 on clocks, receipts, license plates. His daughter rolled her eyes when he mentioned it. "Dad, you're being weird." But Marcus researched it. Found out 444 means angels are supporting your life path. 2 weeks later, he met someone at a coffee shop who needed help with a community garden project. Marcus had always loved gardening, but never had time during his engineering career. Now, he manages 3 community gardens and says he's never been happier. Sudden insights hitting you out of nowhere. You're washing dishes and bam, you know exactly what you need to do with your life. These aren't random thoughts. They're downloads from the universe. Feeling stuck, but not knowing why. Everything looks fine on paper. Good job, nice house, decent relationships. But something's missing. That gnawing feeling? It's your soul telling you there's more. Synchronicities are everywhere. You think about someone they call. You need an answer. The perfect book falls off a shelf in front of you. This isn't coincidence, it's guidance. Your relationships are shifting. Some friends don't get you anymore. But new people are showing up who seem to understand your journey. The universe is aligning you with your tribe. Let's be real about fear. It's gonna show up. Probably already has. I remember talking to Linda, a 47-year-old Pisces who wanted to leave her corporate job to become a therapist. "What if I fail?" she kept saying. "What if I'm too old to start over? What if people think I'm crazy?" Fear loves to play the what-if game. But here's what I told Linda. What if you succeed beyond your wildest dreams? She enrolled in counseling school the next month. Now she's got her own practice and says the only thing she regrets is waiting so long. The 4 fears that keep Pisces stuck. Fear of failure. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Failure is data. Every failed attempt teaches you something valuable. Thomas Edison didn't fail 1,000 times trying to invent the light bulb. He found 1,000 ways that didn't work. Fear of judgment. Other people's opinions are none of your business. Seriously. The people who matter will support you. The ones who don't? Their criticism says more about their own fears than about your choices. Fear of the unknown. You don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. Faith means moving forward, even when you can't see what's coming next. Fear of letting go. This one hits Pisces hard. You're nostalgic by nature, but holding on to what no longer serves you is like trying to drive while looking in the rearview mirror. You're gonna crash. Write down your biggest fear about making this change. Be specific. Now write down 3 potential positive outcomes if you move forward anyway. Which list feels more powerful? Transformation isn't just about changing your circumstances. It's about becoming the person who can handle those new circumstances. Your intuition is like a muscle. Use it or lose it. Here's how to strengthen it. Daily meditation, even 5 minutes. Sit quietly and listen to what your inner voice is saying. It's probably been trying to get your attention for years. Journaling. Write down your dreams, random thoughts, feelings. Patterns will emerge. Your subconscious is smarter than you think. Time in nature, especially near water. Pisces thrives around water. It clears your mental fog and amplifies your natural psychic abilities. Trust your gut. That feeling in your stomach when something feels right or wrong. That's not anxiety, that's guidance. I know a Pisces woman who got a bad feeling about a job offer that looked perfect on paper, turned it down. Later found out the company went bankrupt 6 months after she would have started. Your intuition is real. Use it. Forget resolutions. Set intentions. Here's the difference. Resolutions are about willpower. Intentions are about alignment. Write a letter to yourself 1 year from now. Describe everything you've accomplished, how you feel, who you've become. Be specific. Put it somewhere safe and read it in July 2026. You'll be amazed at what manifests. Before new energy can enter your life, you got to clear out the old stuff. This isn't just mental, it's energetic. Find some running water, river, ocean, even your bathroom sink. Write your fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs on pieces of paper. Let the water wash them away. As you watch them dissolve, feel the weight lifting off your shoulders. Here's something they don't teach in school. The more authentic you become, the more magnetic you become. I met this Pisces guy, David, at a workshop last year. Spent 30 years as a buttoned-up banker. Always dressed perfect, said the right things, never rocked the boat. But inside, he was dying. At 55, he started showing his real personality at work, cracked jokes in meetings, shared his love of poetry, wore colourful socks. His colleagues thought he'd had a breakdown. 6 months later, he was promoted to head of his department. Turns out, people were inspired by his authenticity. They trusted him more, wanted to work with him. Being real didn't hurt his career, it supercharged it. Why we hide our true selves. Fear of rejection. We think if people see the real us, they won't like us. But here's the paradox. When you hide your true self, you attract people who don't really know you. How can they love the real you if they've never met them? Childhood conditioning. Maybe you were told to be quiet or don't be so sensitive. Those messages are outdated software running in your brain. Time for an update. Perfectionism. You think you need to be better before you can accept yourself. But self-acceptance isn't the reward for improvement, it's the foundation. For 1 week, be 10% more authentic in every interaction. Share a real opinion. Admit when you don't know something. Let people see your quirks. Notice how they respond. Most people will be drawn to your realness. Every Pisces carries emotional baggage. It's part of being empathetic, you absorb everything. But transformation requires cleaning out those old wounds. Think about it this way. You wouldn't plant a garden in soil full of weeds and expect beautiful flowers. Your emotional landscape needs clearing too. Childhood messages. You're too sensitive. Stop dreaming. Be practical. These voices aren't yours, they're echoes from the past. Heartbreak and betrayal. Past relationships that didn't work out can create walls around your heart. But those walls don't just keep pain out, they keep love out too. Regret and guilt. Carrying around shame about past mistakes is like dragging an anchor behind you. It slows down everything. The healing process. Shadow work. Face the pain head on. Write about it. Talk about it. Feel it fully, then let it go. What you resist persists. What you feel, you can heal. Forgiveness. Not for them, for you. Forgiveness doesn't mean what they did was okay. It means you're not carrying their toxicity anymore. Energy clearing. Try Reiki, sound healing, or just take salt baths. Pisces absorbs energy like a sponge. You need regular cleansing. I worked with a Pisces woman who'd been holding on to anger from her divorce 10 years earlier. The resentment was eating her alive. After doing some deep healing work, she said it felt like she'd lost 50 pounds. The emotional weight was gone. Here's the hard truth. You can't build a beautiful life on a foundation of self-doubt. Most Pisces struggle with this because you're always putting others first. But you can't pour from an empty cup. Time to fill yourself up first. Set boundaries without guilt. Saying no to others is saying yes to yourself. This isn't selfish, it's necessary. Stop seeking approval. Other people's opinions are not your truth. The only validation you need is your own. Celebrate small wins. Made it through a tough day. That's worth celebrating. Spoke up for yourself? Victory. Start acknowledging your own strength. Stand in front of a mirror every morning. Look yourself in the eyes. Say, I am enough. I am worthy. I trust myself. Do this for 30 days. Watch how your entire energy shifts. This is where it gets exciting. You're not just changing careers or relationships, you're aligning with your soul's mission. Every Pisces has gifts, creativity, compassion, spiritual wisdom, emotional intelligence. But maybe you've been hiding these gifts, thinking they're not valuable in the real world. Plot twist. These are exactly the gifts the world needs right now. What makes you lose track of time? Your purpose is often hiding in your passions. Pay attention to what energizes you instead of draining you. What problems do you naturally want to solve? Maybe you're drawn to helping people heal, creating beauty, or teaching spiritual principles. These aren't random interests, they're clues. What would you do if money wasn't an issue? This question cuts through all the practical excuses and gets to the heart of what matters to you. I know a Pisces who always loved making people laugh but worked in insurance for 20 years. At 48, she started doing comedy nights at local venues. Now she's touring the country as a stand-up comedian. She makes less money, but says she's richer than ever. Start small. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow. Begin incorporating your gifts into your current life. Volunteer, take a class, start a side project. The universe will respond to your movement with opportunities. Let me share some real stories of transformation that'll blow your mind. Maria, 61, spent her entire career as a nurse. Always wanted to travel, but thought it was too late. At retirement, instead of staying home, she joined a volunteer medical program. Now she's been to 12 countries, helping people and having adventures she never dreamed possible. Robert, 44, corporate lawyer who hated his job but felt trapped by golden handcuffs. Started meditation to deal with stress. Got so into it that he became a certified teacher. Now runs retreats and says he's finally found peace. Jennifer, 58, divorced, empty nest. No idea what to do with her life. Always loved animals, but never thought she could make a living with them. Started pet sitting, then dog training, now runs a successful animal therapy business. Tom, 66, retired accountant who felt invisible and useless. Discovered he had a gift for woodworking. Started making custom furniture. His waiting list is 6 months long, and he's never been happier. These aren't special people with special advantages. They're regular folks who decided to listen to their souls instead of their fears. All right, enough theory. Time for action. Here's your step-by-step guide to making this transformation real. Week 1. Assessment and awareness, day 1 to 2. Write down everything you want to change about your life. Be honest. No judgment. Days 3 to 4. Identify your biggest fears about making these changes. Name them specifically. Days 5 to 7. Start paying attention to signs and synchronicities. Keep a journal of anything unusual or meaningful. Week 2. Foundation building. Daily practice. 10 minutes of meditation or quiet reflection. Journaling. Write for 15 minutes every morning. Stream of consciousness. No editing. Energy clearing. Take 1 salt bath this week. Set the intention to release what no longer serves you. Week 3. Small steps forward. Small action. Take 1 tiny step toward your dreams. Research a class, make a phone call, have a conversation. Boundary practice. Say no to one thing that drains your energy. Self-care. Do something purely for your own joy. No guilt allowed. Week 4. Integration and planning. Vision board. Create a visual representation of your ideal life. Support system. Tell 1 trusted person about your transformation plans. Next steps. Make concrete plans for the next month. What specific actions will you take? Month 2 and beyond. Momentum building. Keep taking small, consistent actions. Trust the process. The universe responds to movement, not perfection. Monthly check-ins. Review your progress. Celebrate wins. Adjust course if needed. Community. Find others on similar journeys. You don't have to do this alone. Faith. Trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even when you can't see the big picture. Let's be real. Transformation isn't always smooth sailing. You're gonna hit some waves. Here's how to navigate them. It will. Probably around month 3, when the initial excitement wears off and reality sets in. You'll wonder if you're crazy for changing your life at this age. This is normal. This is where most people give up. Don't be most people. Remember why you started. Look at your vision board. Read the letter you wrote to your future self. The doubt is just fear, trying to keep you safe in your comfort zone. Thank it for trying to protect you, then keep moving forward. Not everyone's going to get it. Some friends and family might try to talk you out of your transformation. They mean well, but they're projecting their own fears onto your journey. You don't need their permission to change your life. Stay connected to people who support your growth. Distance yourself from those who don't. This isn't mean it's necessary for your success. Transformation happens on the soul's timeline, not your ego's timeline. Some changes happen quickly, others unfold over months or years. Trust the process. Every day you choose growth over comfort, you're making progress, even if you can't see it yet. Here's something beautiful about personal transformation. It doesn't just change you, it changes everyone around you. When you start living authentically, you give others permission to do the same. When you follow your dreams, you inspire others to follow theirs. When you heal your wounds, you break generational patterns that might have been passed down for decades. Your transformation is a gift not just to yourself, but to the world. I've seen it happen over and over. A woman leaves an unhappy marriage and shows her daughter that she doesn't have to settle. A man starts his dream business and inspires his son to take risks. A retiree volunteers at a shelter and saves dozens of animals. Your courage to change becomes a lighthouse for others lost in the dark. As we reach the end of this guide, remember, this is just the beginning. You've planted seeds of transformation. Now you need to water them with consistent action, faith, and patience. The caterpillar doesn't know it's going to become a butterfly when it enters the cocoon. It just knows it can't stay the same. Trust your metamorphosis. Trust your timing. Trust yourself. July 2025 is approaching fast. The cosmic energies are aligning. The universe is conspiring in your favor. The only question left is, are you ready to claim your destiny? Your life is calling. It's time to answer. Here's what nobody tells you about transformation. It's not the big dramatic moments that change your life. It's the small things you do every single day. I met this Pisces guy, Anthony, 49 years old. Worked in construction his whole life. Back was killing him. Relationships were falling apart. Drinking too much. Classic midlife mess, right? But here's the thing, he didn't need a complete life overhaul. He needed daily practices that slowly shifted his energy, started with 5 minutes of morning meditation. That's it. 5 minutes. Seemed pointless at first. But after 2 weeks, something shifted. He was calmer at work, less reactive with his wife. Small change, big ripple effect. 6 months later, Anthony's enrolled in massage therapy school, found his calling helping people heal their bodies. His marriage is stronger than ever, and he hasn't touched alcohol in 4 months. The magic isn't in the big gestures, it's in the consistency of small ones. Your first hour awake sets the tone for everything. Instead of grabbing your phone and scrolling through other people's lives, try this. The Pisces Power Hour. 10 minutes, meditation or deep breathing. 10 minutes, journaling your dreams and intentions. 10 minutes, gratitude practice. 3 things you're thankful for. 15 minutes, movement, yoga, stretching, dancing. 10 minutes, visualization of your ideal day. 5 minutes, setting one clear intention. Sounds like a lot. Start with just the meditation. Add one element each week. By month 2, you'll crave this morning ritual more than coffee. Before bed, ask yourself 3 questions. 1. What did I learn about myself today? 2. How did I honor my authentic self? 3. What am I ready to release from today? Write down the answers, even if it's just one word. This practice trains your subconscious to look for growth and release resistance while you sleep. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Money. Most Pisces have a complicated relationship with it. You're taught that spiritual people shouldn't care about money, that following your passion means being broke, that choosing purpose over profit is noble but impractical. Bulletin, complete bull. Money is energy. When you're aligned with your purpose, money flows more easily because you're in harmony with universal laws. The struggle comes when you're trying to force yourself into boxes that don't fit your soul. I'm not good with money. Says who? Maybe you're not good with traditional business models, but that doesn't mean you can't create abundance your way. Following my dreams is selfish. Actually, playing small and staying stuck is what's selfish. When you're fulfilled, you contribute more to the world. Artists, healers, spiritual people are supposed to be poor. This is old programming. Some of the most abundant people I know are those following their soul's calling. Think about your earliest money memories. What did your parents say about money? What beliefs did you absorb without questioning them? Write down every limiting belief you have about money. Then rewrite each one from a place of empowerment. Instead of, money is the root of all evil, try, money is a tool I can use to create positive change. Instead of, I don't deserve wealth, try, my prosperity helps me serve others better. Here's something that happens during major transformations. Your relationships will shift. Has to happen. You're changing, so the dynamics change too. Some relationships will deepen. Others will fade. New ones will appear seemingly out of nowhere. It's all part of the process. Energy vampires. You know the ones. After spending time with them, you feel drained, confused, or negative. Your transformation requires protecting your energy. Dream crushers. These are the people who respond to your excitement with, but what if? Or be realistic. They're not bad people. They're scared people. But their fear can't be allowed to infect your dreams. The toxic positivity crowd. Ironically, some of the most damaging people are those who refuse to let you process difficult emotions. Just think positive, they say when you're working through deep healing. Toxic positivity is just spiritual bypassing in disguise. Truth tellers. People who see your potential and aren't afraid to call you on your BS. They love you enough to be honest when you're selling yourself short. Fellow travelers. Others on their own journey of growth and transformation. You don't have to be at the same stage, just committed to evolution. Cheerleaders. The ones who celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Who remember your dreams when you forget them yourself. As you transform, you'll naturally attract people who match your new energy. But you can also be intentional about it. Join groups related to your interests. Take classes. Volunteer for causes you care about. The key is to show up as your authentic self, not who you think people want you to be. I know a Pisces woman who joined a hiking group at 54, even though she'd never hiked before. She met her best friend on that first trail. Sometimes the best relationships come from stepping outside your comfort zone. For many Pisces going through this transformation, there's a spiritual component that can't be ignored. Maybe you're having dreams that feel like messages, or synchronicities that are too meaningful to dismiss, or sudden knowing about things you've never studied. Don't worry, you're not losing your mind. You're finding your soul's voice, heightened intuition. You just know things about people, situations, outcomes. Trust this knowing. Increased sensitivity. Crowds feel overwhelming. Violent movies are unbearable. You're becoming more empathic, not more fragile. Questioning everything. Religious beliefs, societal norms. What you've been told is normal. This questioning is healthy. It's your soul seeking truth. Feeling different. Like you don't quite fit in the old world anymore. Because you don't. You're bridging into a new way of being. Create sacred space. even if it's just a corner of your bedroom with a candle and some crystals. Having a physical space for reflection and prayer grounds your practice. Study what calls to you. Maybe it's meditation, maybe it's tarot, maybe it's shamanic journeying. Follow your curiosity without judgment. Connect with nature. Pisces is deeply connected to the natural world. Spend time outdoors. Listen to what the wind, water, and earth have to teach you. Trust your experiences. If you see spirit guides, feel ancestral presence, or receive downloads of information, trust it. Your spiritual gifts are real and valuable. Physical transformation often accompanies spiritual and emotional growth. Your body might be asking for different foods, different movement, different rest patterns. Listen to it. Many Pisces carry emotional weight in their physical bodies. As you release old trauma and limiting beliefs, you might notice physical changes too. Back pain disappearing, chronic fatigue lifting, sleep improving, emotional eating patterns. Are you eating to numb feelings or fuel your body? Start paying attention to the emotional triggers behind your food choices. Movement as medicine. Exercise doesn't have to be punishment. Find movement that brings you joy. Dance, swim, walk in nature, practice yoga. Your body wants to move, find ways that feel good. Sleep as sacred time. Your dreams are trying to tell you something. Create a peaceful sleep environment and pay attention to what comes through in your dream state. Every transforming Pisces I've worked with experiences a creative surge. It's like the soul's way of celebrating its freedom. Maybe you're suddenly drawn to painting, writing, music, or crafts you haven't touched in years. Don't dismiss this as frivolous. Your creativity is your soul's language. Give yourself permission to be bad. You don't have to be Picasso to deserve to paint. Create for the joy of creating, not for external validation. Make time sacred. Even 15 minutes a day with your chosen creative medium can transform your entire energy. Share your gifts. When you're ready, let others experience what you create. Your creative expression might be exactly what someone else needs to see or hear. Don't assume following your creativity means being broke. The creative economy is exploding. People are making livings as artists, writers, crafters, performers, and designers in ways that weren't possible even 10 years ago. Research showed up for Laura, a 56-year-old Pisces who started making jewelry as stress relief. Her Instagram following grew organically. Now she has a 6-figure business selling handmade pieces. She didn't plan it, she just followed her creative impulses, and the universe responded. As you step into your transformed life, you'll naturally want to give back. This isn't obligation, it's overflow. When your cup is full, you naturally want to pour into others. Mentor someone younger. Share the wisdom you've gained through your transformation journey. Volunteer for causes that matter to you. Your skills and experience are valuable, regardless of your age. Tell your story. Your transformation journey could inspire someone else who's stuck where you used to be. Support other people's dreams. Be the person you needed when you were starting your journey. Every person you inspire, every life you touch, every example you set creates ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. Your courage to change your life gives others permission to change theirs. Think about the generations that come after you. What example do you want to set? What legacy do you want to leave? Your transformation isn't just about you. It's about everyone whose life you'll touch because you chose to live authentically. As we come to the close of this journey together, I want you to imagine something. Picture your life as a painting. For years, maybe decades, you've been painting with muted colors, grays and browns and dull blues, playing it safe, staying within the lines. But now you've got access to the full palette. brilliant reds and vibrant greens and sunshine yellows. Colors so bright they make your eyes water. Colors you didn't even know existed. This transformation we've been talking about. It's your permission slip to paint with every color in the universe. Your life is your masterpiece. Not someone else's vision of what your life should look like. Not what society expects. Not what your parents wanted. Yours. The brush is in your hand. The canvas is waiting. What are you going to create? Remember, transformation is not about becoming someone new. It's about becoming who you've always been, underneath the fear, doubt, and conditioning. You are magnificent. You are worthy. You are ready. Thank you so much for staying with us until the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any more powerful messages and rare prophecies. The universe supports you. Your soul is guiding you. Trust the journey. With love and cosmic blessings, your guides in transformation. Thanks for watching. Click here to check out another video.